Hey everybody, Tony here. Welcome to the very first episode of Car Machine. So, sorry for the screen shaking. Currently, good old traffic. Anyways, so I guess your thoughts are probably, one, what is this fool doing right now? Why is he in a car talking to me? And two, what is even Car Machine? And I will answer both of those right now. So a couple months ago, I got a brand new job. And while I love my job, I think it is awesome, it is a bit of a commute, right? And in the morning, it's not so bad, right? It's about an hour or so to get to work, which is still a lot, but not terrible. But in the afternoon, it could take up to 2 hours to get home. And that's really because I live in Maryland. And if you know anything about Northern Virginia and Maryland, you know 95 and 495 are terrible, right? Awful. No reason why, right? It's 55 miles. That's as far as it is. Not that far at all. Should not take me 2 hours to get home. Sometimes it does, right? So, well, I've been in the car a lot. You know, I'll do things. I'll listen to music, listen to a lot of podcasts, but I also think about War Machine quite a bit. And I figured, you know what? I have a YouTube channel and might as well start putting some of those thoughts on there while you guys are, can listen to me or not. It's whatever. And so at least I can have a place to kind of talk about it. So thus, the concept of Car Machine was born. And it's really just, this is going to be probably a weekly thing where I talk about various things. Could be lore, could be War Machine tactics, could be specific models I'm excited about. Obviously, in 2 weeks, it's going to be about the update. That's going to be a huge one. I'm really curious what everyone's thoughts are, right? Will this only go for a couple weeks because everybody absolutely hates it? Or are you guys excited about hearing my ramblings while I am sitting in traffic and dealing with beautiful, beautiful Maryland and all of its glory of traffic? So, that being said, what is the first topic? Well, first topic is, we're about 2 weeks away, a little less than 2 weeks away now from the January update. And I am really excited about the update. Specifically, right, I am super pumped about what is going to be happening with Kane and really what's going to be happening with Cynthia rules-wise, right? So Kane came out at the end of 2023 of November. And he was a powerhouse, had a lot of really cool abilities, had a lot of really fun stuff. Didn't get tweaked really at all in the January update for 2025. Sorry, he came out 2024, not 2023, because we're in 2026 now. That's really wild. So in 2024, he came out, and 2025 did not get a whole lot of updates, right? But he was pretty nasty for a good amount of time. Now, since War Machine has evolved, right, so gun lines can sometimes not be as scary, but I still think there's going to be a lot of changes. I think talking about, lowering the lethality of it, I could see a couple changes on him. I'm curious what they do with his feet. I really like his feet a lot right now. I think it's really cool that it gives blessing. You get multiple shot types for all of these, warjacks. Anyone with gun mage or multiple abilities, you can do that, and also you get +2 power. So it's one of the few times where it's actually, I think, the only feat that Kane has in all of his versions where he actually does something for more than just himself. So usually Kane is a very selfish person, both in rules wise and lore. So it's different, but I like it. One thing I did not like is the fact that he has no ability to see through stealth, right? Like, that's just not a thing for him in his fourth version, which is not the best for lore. And I say this, right? And I know lore should not be rules, and I understand that. But him being able to see stealthy models has been really big in his character development, right? Way back before he even knew that Cynthia was his child or knew that he had kids, he always assumed but didn't really know. He first saw Cynthia and could tell that she had, they called it the gift, right? And the gift at the time was her being able to see stealth, right? She could see things that normal people could not see. And that was kind of one of those things that triggered in in Kane that, hey, this is probably my daughter because one, she has a smart mouth like me, she kind of looks like me, but also she has these abilities that I have as well, right? So that's why whenever you see Cynthia, right? Sin in her version, right? If she stands so, she can see through stealth. I would love Kane to have something like that, right? Either be he gets true sight back. He has the ability where, hey, if he stands still, he can see through stealth. Not as great, right? Because he's a very mobile caster. But I'd be fine with that because at least there's something with him having the ability to go see through it. Also, ultimately, right, he'd have like second sight. That'd be pretty cool. The only issue with second sight is that it'd be an upkeep, and like my next hope is that he has snipe. You can't have both second sight and snipe on at the same time. A little bit of a bummer, but hey, I'd be okay with that if that's what they needed to balance him out. The second thing I would like, again, is would be snipe. I would love to have snipe back on Kane permanently. And my only real justification of it, one is I love Kane, obviously. But when Mark 1 first came out, right, Kane was one of the original 3 War Machine casters for Signar, not in general, just for Signar. He was one of the 3 casters that had the ability snipe. And it wasn't his signature spell, but it was a spell that was really important on him, and I absolutely loved it. I thought for me, it felt really good having it on there. Now, snipe in Mark 1 was way different than we have now, right? Probably way too powerful in Mark 1, like would not work well in here. For all y'all that do not know what it used to be that for every focus point you spent, you would increase the range of a ranged weapon by 1 inch up to whatever your maximum focus was. And then you would just spend the 1 upkeep to upkeep it. So with Kane, right, if he spent all 6 of his focus first turn, he'd give a model/unit 6 inches range. And then he'd only have to spend 1 focus to upkeep that. That was really cool, right? Probably a little bit too powerful, which is fine. They changed it. I like this new version better because then you have other fun spells you want to cast, right? So it almost seems like a trap at times. Anyways, that's besides the point. So those are kind of some of the big things that I really want to see with Kane. Other than that, I think his setup is really cool. Secretly, I'd love him to have unlimited shots again, or a reload. That would be cool if he had a reload of 1 or 2. So he could get his normal shots and then some free reloads. Oh, not reload. I guess, more higher rat on his shots. And I guess for his reload, it'd be really exciting if he had unlimited. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't know if they do that, right? I guess it'd be okay if it didn't happen. It would just... I think him having unlimited shots, right, where you obviously have to spend focus points for it, it would centralize him more as, hey, he is really the caster killer, and you just need to use your army to get him up there, which I'd be fine with because I love that on Kane, but I don't know if that's necessarily right. I don't know. I'm curious what you all think about that. Now, the second one I do want to talk about is Cynthia, so Sin. I like Sin. I like her concept. I love her spells. I like her lore, right? Because in her lore, she was captured by Denegra. She was there. She had to eat a soul at one point of a friend that she made in order to survive. And they talk a lot about that, where some of her abilities, she definitely taps into some Crick-specific spells to keep her alive. She can do mini teleporting, which is really cool because she ends up developing that ability in the lore later on. So it's cool that they have those little short stints that she can go and teleport to. Really hope they keep all of that. For what they would change with her, I don't know what I would want. I like that she has an additional shot that she can go put out every once in a while, right, with her feet. I don't know if I want her feet changed. That one's a little bit harder for me. I really haven't thought specifically what I want. Maybe a different spell to keep reducing armor. I think that would be really cool. I'd like that. I like that she has Blood Boon, so maybe a way to go pop off Blood Boon more. Maybe some type of other threat extension, either be snipe or maybe getting open fire or whatever the other ability is where you can give plus 2 rat. Plus 2 range to your battle group. That would be kind of nice because, again, ways to extend range. Now, I know that they are looking at removing all that stuff. That's why a lot of ranges are reducing down. But I feel like with a lot of Gravediggers, right, there's always some way to extend some type of range, and she really doesn't have that ability innately. You can drop, one of the ammo crates, and at least as of right now, ammo crate gives +2, to range if you wanted to, or +2 power. I don't know if they'd be changing that at all. That'd be wild if they did. Not necessarily good or bad, just be crazy if they change how those crates work. Yeah. No, but that's kind of what I've got. That's what I'm excited about. As for what I'm looking at playing for 2026, I am probably going to be switching between Storm Legion and Gravediggers, at least the first month or two. So I've kind of set a goal for myself where I want to play at least a minimum of 40 games. So I'm trying to really aggressively get to that. And that's going to be a mix of me playing at tournaments, playing at the local store. I'm going to play on War Table because that's a little bit easier for me at times. I have 3 small kids, so can't always get out. But also going to be helping Advanced Maneuvers, where I used to come from, put on battle reports. So really pumped about that. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of what I've got. So hopefully the screen wasn't too shaky. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully the audio isn't terrible. Let me know your thoughts if I should keep doing this or if this is a waste of time. Which, if it's a waste of time, I'll probably still keep doing it because at least it amuses the crap out of me. Yep. Or, you know what? Hey, let me know what I should talk about next week on the next Car Machine cast. All right. That's all I got, everybody. Peace.